G'day legends, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. Chances are you're probably going better than me. What a shambolic season this has been so far. Apologies for no uploads last week. I was as crook as a dog. Had gastro for about 2 or 3 days. I was cooked and it happened from Monday to about Wednesday, which is prime time for uploading, but I'm back now, so I do apologise for that. Not really missing much because look where we're sitting. Top 25%, that's not good. Not winning much this year, let's be honest. Everything that could have gone bad has gone bad. The only thing I've really won was a cheeky little draft win over the George Terror squad. Sorry, George, but I've got you there. I really like the draft, going well. I'm sitting second on top of the ladder behind the AFL draft expert. That is Chris Dorry, so shout out to him. Always doing great stuff with the draft, and that's been a real positive of the season. Picked up Mason Wood as a free agent a couple of weeks ago, and he's averaging 116. But obviously, he's injured. But I won't bore you with draft content because no one really cares about that but myself. I will talk about the team. So I scored 2,161, which is it's okay, but look, it's not really enough, is it? I'm really struggling at the moment. That's probably the lowest rank I've had since I started playing SuperCoach competitively. At this point of the season, I thought I'd be a bit higher. It just goes to show the competition and how much SuperCoach is actually progressing, and I think it's got a lot to do with the content creators like myself, DR, George, JD, all the boys, everyone, SDS. There's heaps of newcomers as well, and that's making the competition a lot more difficult because when I played a couple of years ago, it was a lot easier than this. A score like that would have you sitting in the top 10 or 15%, but now I'm in the top 25, so I think that definitely shows. Defence has been pretty bloody ordinary. Look at that, having Jimby, that's a really nice score. Doherty had 40, what's going on there? He must have had 10 clangers or something to have a score like that. Really disappointing, but I think he can come good. I've got a bit of a lisp I'm really trying to get through here. I've had this expander in my mouth. I don't know if you guys can see the gap in my teeth, but it's making it quite hard to talk at times, so I do apologise for that as well. I get braces in a few weeks, so it should be good. Had the VC on Dacos, I'm not taking that. Had Laird, didn't get much better, but 5 points. Really disappointing. I think that's the highest captaincy score I've had all year, so another real horror show there. Ridley, I want to get rid of him. He probably played one of the best games I've seen him play, yet didn't even reach the ton. So disappointing. I don't know if having Zerk Thatcher out makes him more accountable. Probably on that, I think he's got to go. Jimby's a star. McKenna and Wilmot have been solid. Constable dropped. That's really unfortunate. For my trades this week, I kind of need Constable to play. I hope he does. I don't want to feel Cowan, but I have a couple of ideas. We'll see what happens when the teams get released. So onto the midfield. Laird was a captain. I didn't really see any of the game. I was watching my own game. The Bombers, they finally went down. It was always going to happen. A bit unfortunate, but Laird, a shadow of what he was last year. Gee, just not really playing that brand of football. He doesn't look like a 700k midfielder to me, and he's not really looking like a captaincy as well. I think I will captain him this week because I am expecting a response, but not with confidence, that's for damn sure. And speaking of a lack of confidence, what about Bontempelli? Was basically on 89 at halftime. So scored 0 in the second half, virtually. Maybe he scored like 5 points or something like that. He was going off. I'm pretty sure he was on 80 at halftime. Maybe it was like 60 or 70, but gave away bloody a million free kicks, butchered it. Just wasn't his night. He was on, but he was off at the same time. I'm not too worried about Bontempelli. I don't know if I'll chuck him in the captaincy discussion yet. What's this bloody bet shit? That's pissing me off. Not really a betting man. I don't like seeing that next to me SuperCoach team, but that's just a little bit of a ramble. Tom Green, this is another one. So really wish I picked LDU over Tom Green. I know LDU didn't play, and bloody kudos to those who stuck fat with him and got burned on Saturday afternoon. Gee, it's just me thought it couldn't get any worse. I mean, I've avoided a lot of carnage. There's that. Warple, he pulled out an absolute stinker. So things could have been seriously bad. Like Flanders was subbed. Bruin is still been the biggest bait of the preseason, and he looks like a star at Geelong against Brisbane. And he comes out and looks like a VFL player stuck on a half-forward flank. Nothing's going right. And if you're doing well, I mean, well, yeah, good on you, because I've tried me hard out here and I'm sitting at 25% and I'm absolutely bloody rabbled about it. Really salty on this one, but onwards and upwards from here. I'm with DR on this one. I hope that my knowledge and my gut can get me back in the competition. I think I will trade pretty good, hopefully. We'll see what happens. But yeah, not having Oliver in English is killing me, and that shows. Oh yeah, speaking of carnage, there's Darcy Cameron as well. So there was a lot of rabble, really bad shit that went down, and I missed a lot of it. So could be worse, could be worse. So Setterfield, he was all right. So nothing anywhere spectacular as what he produced last week against the Suns. I went to that game. Unbelievable. He was superb. Still a respectable, fair and reasonable 82. He will make money, so no stress there. Still averaging just under 110. Hopper, those that stuck fat with him would be rewarded with a 95 from Baker on the bench, which is just probably better than what you expect Hopper to score. So that's a really nice win. Callahan, oh no, this one hurt me a lot. This was the trade that I did last week. And yeah, this didn't really work out, did it? He's got to go. Just at that price, I don't... There are things that I need to do. There are players that I need, and I'm not copying that from Callahan. I don't know if he's going to respond. I don't care. He's out. I'm getting rid of him. Ashcroft and McKenzie, really solid. Bench is not too bad. Chesser should have pretty good job security, I would imagine. Hopefully he starts scoring pretty well. There's some real carnage. Just when you thought there was some carnage in SuperCoach, there's even more carnage at the West Coast Eagles. Far out. They're going to have to field a VFL team, probably almost as thin as the COVID team they had against North Melbourne last year. So, gee, they're in a bit of a hardship. They might get Harley Reid, so watch out, Hawthorn. You got a challenger on your hands. So look at the rucks. So, yes, no English, really hurting me, but stuck fat with Shrek, and he rewarded. He was always going to go big against West Coast. Probably a bit ignorant of me not to captain him. I mean, there's just never in doubt. But I'm still really worried with this pick, just because English is going off his head. Witts is just as reliable as ever. These aren't even the top two ruckmen. This is just an absolute shamble. I think I'm going to hold Darcy for 1 week, and you'll see why in a minute. I've got a couple of things on. I think I've got to assess. Marshall's alright, everyone's got him. Forward line, Dunkley, Rozee, Taranto, solid. Everyone's got him. It's just what you expect. Gordon was a bit underdone. That's alright. We jumped on Zeeble. Nothing to be too wrapped about, but I'm not too flat about it either. He nearly played a great game. He's going to make some good money and hopefully be a keeper down forward. And when he and Sheaves will get DPP, that's going to be super rewarding. I'm expecting that. So it's not a coincidence that those two are sitting next to each other right now. Going to be so versatile, because I'm going to go really light defence this week. But then when these two get DPP, it should save my ass quite a fair bit. Radaglia, I'm not going to hold him. He's going to go. Not this week, maybe next week in order. So go down. I've already sort of planned out my next week's trade. So it'd be like Radaglia, Madden down. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, Radaglia straight down to Van Ruin, and then Darcy up to English if I can afford it. Fingers crossed I can, but look, we'll see what happens. I don't really know if that's going to work out. But we'll have a look at the trades that I'm going to do this week. Are they absurd? Probably. There are a couple of options. So I could either go Callahan down to Phillips as I am, and then Ridley up to a Sicily. But I've decided to do the complete opposite and field a rookie in defence. It'll probably be Constable. I need Constable to play so badly. I want LDU. I think Sicily is good for a 115, so that's a nice... He's the one in defence premium-wise that I really would be considering this week, and if I want him, I can get him. I'm just a bit worried with Ridley. He's a pod. He's going under 100. Doesn't look anything like it. Played a great game. Didn't even hit the ton, so he's got to go. Callahan, he's struggling, and LU is averaging 150, basically. So, look, he's someone I'm willing to bleed a little bit at D6, but then gain so much at M3 and have an extra midfield. I think that's where the points are, and LDU is the real deal. But it's probably a little bit silly doing that when I'm going to bleed so much. I've thought about Max Michelini as well, But then that means I miss out on Phillips, who's on the bubble. He's going to make some really good coin. I miss Chandler, so I can't be missing these guys. So I'm happy to cop one short term. So it's a bit of short-term pain for a bit of long-term gain. I don't know if this is the best thing to do, but I've got 71k in the bank. That'll help me get Darcy up to English next week, who I think is almost a must-have. I'm going to give it another week and see if Darcy can back up what was a really fair and reasonable score. And I hate to say it, I never wish injury or carnage on any player, but if English could go down with some sort of minor issue, fuck, that would make things so much easier. But yeah, I'm not expecting that at all. I think it's going to be an absolute keeper at R1. But this is the side, and I'm pretty bloody shitty with it, to be honest. I've played SuperCoach for a while now, done a lot of content. I think I've done like 200 at least videos on it. So from someone that puts way too much time into it, you'd think I'd be going a little bit better than this, but it's just been that sort of season. I'm happy to accept defeat. This is another thing. I don't know if I really want Phillips on the bench. Is that too many points to have on the bench? I might emergency him and see what happens, because North play on the Friday night. Gee, the Roos a bit of prime time. Don't mind that for Clarko. He deserves it. He's been pretty good. Started hot. But I am definitely, at this point in time, looking at a cheeky VC on LDU. I'm pretty sure they play Carlton, so super tempting. If he can go off, those that had him last week, I have so much sympathy to those that pick this guy, because I think he's almost a Brownlow sneaky if North can win a certain amount of games. But he's a special player. He's the real deal. 149. That's fucking elite. He's 557k. It's unbelievable. I mean, I'm lucky because I can sort of jump on him before a price rise. If he plays this week and scores over a ton, he's going up seriously, like a serious amount of price. What's his break even? I'm actually really curious. Hopefully 21 break even at over 500k. That's unheard of almost. That's like play Harry Sheasel down forward, who I didn't really touch on, but not that I need to, but this bloke's an absolute machine. I think Ashcroft is going to have to work for his rising star this year. Sorry, DR, but Sheasel is the real deal. He's a star. So, yeah, there are a couple of positives from this team. I'm not dropping my head completely, but I'm happy to go a little bit of risk. Obviously, Chester on field, that's not going to happen. If Constable doesn't play, I can loophole Cowan for Chester. I don't like that at all. I'd feel a lot more comfortable just fielding Constable. Probably lose about 10 points in the rookie department, but gain maybe 20 or 30 with LDU if he can continue his unbelievable form. But look, this is the team at the moment, and I'm not bullish, but things could be a lot worse. I've seen some teams in a pretty lower spot than my own, so yeah, there's bigger fish to fry for others. Still 30 trades, so I'm not dropping my head yet, but it's a slow start, and hopefully we back ourselves in and get into, I don't think we're going to make the top 1% this year, but rank as high as we possibly can. But yeah, I'll end it here, guys. Hopefully I'll get a rookie review up tomorrow. We'll see how we go for time. There's not really many on the bubble. I think it's quite obvious, but yeah, it's always the effort that's good, and that counts. And then Wednesday night, we've got the Saw Play podcast. Hopefully, I'm not sure what DR and Janeth are doing, but that should be up. Obviously, we didn't do that last week because I was, crook as a dog, let's be honest. Oh, gee, I was shocking. So, yeah, hopefully a bit of a return and hopefully a better week. Hopefully we can really push up and do some damage. I like LDU as a cheeky pod, bit of a VC, so we'll see how we go. Look after yourselves, guys. Good luck next week, and yeah, as always, we'll see you guys in the next video.